Hey, what's up guys, and thanks for tuning into the channel. In today's video, hot off the tail of the Legacy Ninja Megazord and Falcon Zord, here we have the Legacy Thunder Megazord as well as the White Tigerzord. And again, I found these in my storage. I was actually going to do the review for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure arts, but I found these guys and I thought, why not? These guys are pretty cool figures, some of the best that Bandai of America actually put out in its later years. So let's take a look at them before I put them back into storage. So, starting off with the box, here we got the White Tiger Zord box. You see White Tiger Zord, and basically it's like an homage to how the original boxes were, which I really like that. We got kind of foil here for the lettering. Here we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. On the bottom, just a bunch of contents and warnings. On the side, we got the White Ranger. On the other side, it shows you how to combine everything. And here it actually shows you how to combine with the Dino Megazord, because this was actually released before the Thunder Megazord was. And of course, this combination was never canon, but because everything uses Zord Builder, you could basically combine these with even some of the regular mainline toys back in the day, such as Samurai and Megaforce. So on the back, basically, we got a little blurb here. If you want to pause that, you can read it. Yeah, die-cast parts, metallic paint, and that's pretty much it for that one. And here we got the Thunder Megazord box, and this guy is massive. So, you can see it's a gigantic box. On the front here, we got the Thunder Megazord. And here we got the attack mode, which is basically in Die Ranger, which was season 2. Well, it's adapted into season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We had never actually got to see the suit designs, which is actually really cool. This was the Heavenly Palace. That's what it was called. Metallic paint and die-cast parts. Here we got all 5 of these guys, 5 Thunder Zords combined. On the top here, it's just Thunder Megazord. We got the team. That guy right there. Bottom, just contents. On the side, I don't know if I can show you this properly without bumping into the camera. So I'm just going to move the camera back so you guys can actually read it. So right there, if you want to pause, you can read that. And for French and Spanish, if you would like. And I'm just going to put the camera down. Let's take a look at the other side. Whoops. And again, here we got English, French, Spanish, and of course the specs for the Thunder Megazord. Now, I'm just going to put this camera down, make sure everything's all centered. Let's take a look at the back of the box real quick. We got metallic paint die-cast parts. We got that looking very cool. We do have the Red Dragon Thunderzord, which if you guys didn't actually know, kind of transforms himself from a dragon to a warrior mode, which is really cool. So there is that. Thunderzords can morph together. So we got Thunder Megazord, and here it actually shows you the combined form of the Mega Tigerzord. That's what it was called. I forgot what it was called. You see, Mega Tigerzord. Thunderzord Assault Team with the White Tigerzord. You get the Mega Tigerzord. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. We got massive packaging, but getting that out of the way. All right, so let's take a look at these guys individually. So first we have the Firebird Thunderzord, also known as Seiho in Die Ranger, basically just meaning Star Phoenix. See, very nice red all throughout. We do have some paint, pink paint, kind of on black and gold here, which looks very nice. And then, of course, there's no stickers in any one of these guys. Some nice gold on the head as well, some yellow eyes, and of course this big golden tail, which does act as a weapon for the combined mode there. So, nice black paint as well. For articulation, head is on a hinge here, and this piece is die-cast. We do have a hinge here as well as a hinge at the tips, and of course the tail can kind of rotate. So that's it for this one. Moving on here, let's take a look at these two because they're pretty much identical. You can probably see the shapes are pretty much identical. This one is the unicorn and this one is the griffin. In Die Ranger, this is known as Seitenma and Kirin, basically meaning Star Pegasus and Star Kirin. So yeah, pretty much exactly the same. This one, the head kind of angles forward. We can see very nice paint here. A nice design on the chest. I really like that. Kind of on the side as well. Back is kind of hollow, but that's okay. I do have a silver part here, which is also present on the other one. And for articulation, basically this can kind of move up and down, but that's more so for transformation. Neck can kind of move forward that far back and stays there. Head can kind of look all the way down, but that tucks in for transformation. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Die-cast parts is just kind of this hinge here, and yeah, the rest is plastic. And going on to this guy, which is exactly the same die-cast, just here, articulation pretty much the same. The neck doesn't go further back on this one, but it can go forward one click like that, and the head can kind of look up that much, and of course it can tuck all the way in for transformation. So yeah, that's those two guys there. Taking a look at the Dragon Thunderzord, also known as Seishishi in Die Ranger, basically just means Star Lion. Very, very nice paint here. I love that little red, gold on red there. Very nice face paint, glossy red eyes. Some green here. Here we got the big green symbol as well, some nice red paint. And for die-cast, this silver piece, you can see it wraps around on both sides. It's all die-cast, so this guy is really, really hefty. And of course, we got the helmet storage, which basically just acts as the tail for the lion. Now, of course, in the original release in the US, this was actually pretty much all the green was black because it was a Black Ranger, right? But in Japan, because it was based on Die Ranger had a Green Ranger instead of the Black Ranger, so that's why this is green. And actually, I prefer this look much better. So, putting him off to the side, here we have the star of the show. This here is the Red Dragon Thunderzord, also known as Ryuseo in Die Ranger. So very, very long. The neck is, every single joint in the neck and tail is articulated, but it's kind of unfortunate how it doesn't hold up the weight of the head. The tail is a little bit better, but again, not by much. There's lots of excellent gold and green paint all along the sides here, and same on the body. And the head, we got some nice gold trim, some gold antlers, some green on the head, as well as yellow eyes. Some silver on the nose as well as the teeth, which the mouth does open. For articulation, like I said, every one of these joints is a ball joint. If you do want his head to stay up, you're going to have to rotate these joints a little bit so that it actually frictions in. Let's see if I can get that. This is kind of hard. Something like that, so at least his head can stay a little straighter, because if you actually keep all the joints straight, there's no way his head is staying up. It's really floppy. These actually move up as well for transformation, but I guess you can kind of use that. If you do something like this, of course, the joints are going to hold up a little better, which is kind of better, but it doesn't look as good, in my personal opinion. Hands, of course, there's a hinge here. It can kind of move forward, move back. We got these fingers, which do kind of move. And, of course, we can rotate this back and forth, and there's also a hinge here that you can use to rotate back and forth. The tail here, of course, there is a hinge here and a hinge here as well. We got some nice gold on both sides. As for die-cast parts, this whole body section, this black piece, is metal, which again also makes this guy really heavy, and I really like that as well. So, putting him off to the back, let's take a look at the other star of the show, and that, of course, is the White Tigerzord, also known as One Tiger, and Die Ranger, and of course this is piloted by the White Ranger. So here again we got some nice black and red paint all along the body here. We got some nice red here as well. We got a jewel in the mouth, which actually doesn't come out, but the mouth is articulated, which is very cool. Nice red eyes, some gold trimming all along the head of the tiger, as well as on this back piece here. Die cast, we do have these claws are die cast, and I believe these back claws are die cast as well. Also, this hinge you can see here are die cast. Oh, and I forgot to mention that there's probably some hinges in these other guys that you really can't see, which are still die cast, and that again just adds more to the weight and to the quality of the figure, and I really do appreciate that. More painting on the back here. This tail is just the cheese gold. Kind of sucks. Would have been nice if they painted it, but I understand, because if you slide this piece back and forth into his hand, it could scrape off. Got some nice red paint here, and just kind of gunmetal, gray silver down on the side. We do have the tiger symbol here, which is very cool, and some more red and black paint there. Also, the tiger symbols on the bottom of the paws. Very, very cool. For articulation, like I said, the mouth does open, the arms bend back that far and down kind of that far. They do move out to the side a little bit, which is nice. There is an elbow joint, which is really cool. There's a rotation here at the wrist. And of course, the hands can flip up and down. Nothing at the waist, but the legs do kind of articulate front and back. They kind of soft ratchet back and forth, so it kind of holds its position. And of course, these feet can kind of click back and forth as well. So yeah, that is that. Now, let's take a look at some of the accessories that this set actually came with. So let's go over some accessories that we actually need in kind of alt modes, and then we'll take a look at some of the accessories that we will need in the robot mode or combined mode. So this is a giant platform that is used for basically the Thunderzord team. And it actually did come with this as well. I'm actually not going to put this on because it took a significant amount of effort for me to take it off. I actually had to take it apart for storage, and in doing so, I don't know if you can see the stress marks that are on here. You see that? Took a significant amount of force just to pop out, and I really don't want to put it back in and then have to pop it off again later on because that would just risk breaking it. But we see we got all these grooves here and slots basically for this set, this team right here to fit on. Now, what you would do is, so Lion, you take these two holes and you peg it onto these kind of circular tabs here. Make sure everything lines up. It doesn't really kind of tab in because it kind of just moves off, but that's kind of where it sits. If I remember correctly, let's see here. So the yellow one goes on the right side, and we're just gonna take this groove, put it over this kind of bar right here, and of course we got these two holes that's gonna tap onto these two tabs here. So just like that, and same thing with the blue, same thing, groove and tabs, just tab that in. So here we have that. Now for the Thunderbird, this is where this piece would actually come in. You would tab this in the back, and then you would have this kind of slide right through. I can't remember exactly which way it was. I think it was this way. So you would tab that in here, and then you would take these two tabs and you would tab that on the underside of the Firebird here. And this would just kind of sit in the back, and it would just be sitting kind of right there. But for the purpose of this video and for storage purposes later on, I'm actually not going to put it on. So you're just going to have to imagine that this one will be sitting here. Now, so the four of these guys basically comprised of the flying Chi Palace, or whatever it was called back in Die Ranger. And of course, Ryuseo can actually stand on top of them. But in order for Ryuseo to stand on top, he needs to transform into his robot mode. So we will do that right now. And it's actually extremely simple to do so. If you own the original figure, it's very similar. What you're going to do first is you're going to pop this tail off. So that comes off like that. And you're also going to pop this head off. You just pull it right off. Very simple to do. Let's start with the body. First thing you're going to do, you want to do, is get these hands kind of connected. Make sure they fit snug together. There's some small tabs. You just want to be careful you don't break any of those. So that's all good. And then what we're going to do is stand him up like this. We're going to rotate these legs around so that the spines are facing forward, and then we're just going to collapse every single joint, just like so. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. Collapse everything down, and then we're going to bring the legs down all the way. For the side that attached the head, you're just going to fold that foot down. For the side that attached the tail, you're going to fold this hinge piece back first, and then we're going to fold that foot down. We're going to take this arm, we're just going to rotate that down and kind of straighten it out. You can close up the fingers. And for the other one, I'm just going to straighten it out and bring it down. And that's pretty much it for the body. What we're going to do now is take this flap part, open it up, take this top flap, fold it back, and we see we got two little tabs that's going to fit into those two holes. Doesn't really clip in that well, but just kind of sits there. And here we got this big gap where its head and chest should be. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take the tail piece and you're going to make sure that it sticks outwards, and you're going to take this hinge and you're going to plop it onto this piece right here. So just pop that in and have that down. So it's kind of like almost like a skirt piece. And then for the head, what you're gonna do is just gonna pop this piece down. Here we see the head. And we're gonna take kind of these two tabs here. I'm just gonna fit them into this little groove here. Just like that. And then this piece will just sit down, and then we're gonna take these antlers and fold them down to the side, and that'll kind of just hold everything into place. And here we have the Red Dragon Thunderzord, or also known as Ryuseo, in his robot mode or warrior mode, which actually looks really, really cool. Articulation in this mode is fairly similar to how it was in the Dragon. The shoulders do rotate all the way around. We do get a shoulder that goes out this way. We actually need that for transformation. We do have a bicep swivel as well as a elbow bend. However, it's kind of weird because he's constantly in that, like, the curling kind of pose. If you fold this elbow joint forward, he's going to be doing curls all day. So it's probably better to just hold it like this. Nothing at the waist, but of course the legs can kind of rotate, and we need that for transformation and combination. The foot kind of goes down that far, same on both sides, and can go up that far, pretty much just like that. So yeah, that is that. For weapons, he does come with a staff, which also does kind of change into the weapon for the Thunder Megazord as well. What we're going to do for this is very simple. Open up the hand, take this, plop this in here, and just close it up. And here we have Ryuseo with his staff. Now what you can do now is, say if you get this out of the way enough, you can put him off to the side, and you can bring in this set here, and just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. You can see how there's two almost like footholes right behind the tail of the lion, and that is where you'll be plopping the Red Dragon Thunderzord into. Just like that. And he should be able to hold himself up. Hold, there we go. So there you go, and of course you can just pretend that the Firebird is just kind of flying right behind him. And in the show, if he actually held this above his head, he could use it as a kind of helicopter rotor, which is really kind of cool, and it could make the whole team kind of fly through the air, which is a very cool concept. So yeah, that is that. We're gonna take him off. I'm gonna take off this massive staff here. And I'm gonna bring his arm down and put him off to the side. I'm gonna put these guys off to the side as well, because now we're gonna focus on the Tigerzord. Now, to transform this guy, first what we wanna do is pop the tail off, just like that. Here for the lower section, we're just going to kind of unhinge these guys and fold them down, make sure they clip in. Same on the other side, unhinge, fold down, make sure everything clips in. We're going to take these feet, fold them up like that on both sides, and fold them back until they clip in. And that's pretty much the bottom half of the Tigerzord all done. So we're going to rotate, actually no, we're going to keep those arms up, because what you're going to do is you're going to take this whole top section and flip that down. Now, we want to rotate here at the wrist before flipping this up. Same thing on this side, rotate at the wrist before flipping this up. And bring that down, and these arms do kind of flare out a little bit. This one doesn't tend to stay, but that's okay. And finally, what we're going to do is just going to fold up the head. And here we have the White Tigerzord, also known as One Tiger, in his robot mode, which again, I think looks very, very cool. We do see some nice new detailing on the back here, which is nice. But other than that, pretty much the same. For articulation wise, he does have, the shoulders do go all the way around now. Again, 90 degrees at the elbow. This kind of rotates here and there. And we do have wrist articulation as well as opening and closing fingers, which is very cool. And of course, because this is a Power Rangers figure, there's almost zero leg articulation, but that's okay. And here we can take a look at the head, which is very, very cool. We got a nice glossy face, red eyes, as well as some gold on the head. So yeah, that is that. For the weapon, we do have kind of some nice red paint on the sides, and what we're going to do is just open the hand, take this, kind of plop that into the hand, close it up, and there we have the white Tiger Zord with his sword. So that is that. Putting him off to the side. I know I'm blasting through this video very quickly. I'm trying to keep it as quick as I can. But we'll have to see how that goes. So let's get into combine mode for the Thunder Megazord. So what we're going to do for this guy is we're actually going to extend the head first all the way, just like that, until it pops into place. We're going to take these arms, fold it out, and then we're going to fold down at the elbow joints, just like that. We're going to make sure these feet go all the way down and rotate the legs outwards 90 degrees, and he is pretty much done and ready to combine. So we're just going to lay him down first because there's no way he can stand now. We're going to take our legs, and what we're going to do is first we're going to take the silver piece, flip it up until it kind of clicks and holds right there. We're going to take this neck, fold it back, and take this head, fold it in, and we're going to take this foot piece, fold it down, and that is a foot ready to go. Same on the other side. Flip this head forward a little bit just for clearance. Get this piece out. Fold the head back, fold the head down, and fold the foot up. And here is another leg ready to go. Getting onto the lion here, we're just going to take this tail section, which becomes a helm. I'm just going to pop that right out. There we go. So we pop that piece out. Make sure this crest goes back in if it's popping out. Sometimes it does do that, but I think it's okay. So there's that helmet piece. I'm going to put that off to the side. And these kind of paw pieces just pop out just like that. We got some soft tabs here. Same on the other side. And for this, we're just going to flip that head down, take these tabs or kind of clips on the inside rather, and these will clip over the shoulders of the red dragon. So there is the chest piece. And these are the arm pieces. We're just going to flip them out like that. And here we have an arm, same on the other side. So here we can pretty much start putting things together. And of course, the Firebird. Sure. What we're going to do for this is pop this tail off and then take this head, kind of fold it backwards just like that. And we're just going to leave this as is for now. So starting with the legs, we're just going to put these guys here. And then, so the Red Dragon Thunderzord's legs will just kind of go down these holes. So I'm going to do one at a time. Just slide it all the way in until it clicks. Same on the other side. Slide all the way in until it clicks. Just like so. So here we have the legs. He is kind of wobbly, which kind of sucks. We're going to put him back a little bit here. We're going to take this Firebird now. We're going to take these clips and we're just going to clip that onto the back here of the legs. You see that? Make sure you want the arms out of the way first. So we're going to clip that in on, clip that in on both sides. And here we kind of have this groove that's going to go over this spine. And then the front parts kind of just fold in like that. They don't clip in anywhere. So that is that. At this point, it's actually a good idea to take this sword, which absolutely looks amazing. We've got all these golden textures here. All of that. Same on the handle. And we do have a metal chain, which is very, very nice. We got a nice green jewel. And the sword does come out. And it's chrome. Hallelujah. That is absolutely gorgeous. And so what you're going to do with this is you're going to take these two clips or tabs and you're going to tab into these two holes on the side here. So we're just going to peg that in because otherwise trying to get this on later on will be kind of hard. So that just pegs in. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to do the chest. So again, take these two clips, clip them over the shoulders right here. And that just goes in like that. Now you want to fold these arms down again. And now we're going to go onto these big arms. So these arms are just going to go into these slots right here. Just fold that all the way. And then we want to clip kind of these shoulders over just like that. And same on the other side, so just clip that or slide that in and kind of just slide over top. And here we have the arms all done. So all that's left to do, make sure he can stand first, because he, like I said, he is wobbly and I don't like that. All that's left to do is we're going to take the helmet, we're going to open up the front piece, and we see we got 2 gaps here, and that's for the horns on the red dragon up here. So we're just going to slide that down over that, fold that down, and then we're going to clip this over. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Thunder Megazord, which, in my personal opinion, is probably the best legacy item that they released to date. Of course, here's the tail. Here is the red dragon staff. I'm just going to take this, plug it in. There's a hole on either side, so it doesn't really matter. So he's going to plug that in, and here we have the staff. So I'm just going to drop that off to the side so we can take a look at how this guy looks. I'm just going to hold the camera. You can see he is a massive guy. If you compare the Tigerzord next to him, you can see there's quite a bit of height difference. And I believe in the show they were actually the same height. And again, he is very hefty because tons of die-cast, lots on the legs. These are all die-cast. There's die-cast in the red dragon as well, so he's a very hefty boy. Articulation really sucks, but other than that, he's a very good display piece. Articulation is the exact same as the Red Dragon Thunderzord, so there's not much to show at this point. So yeah, there is that. Let's take a look at the backside real quick. Again, nothing too crazy to show. I really wish that they could have painted some of this as well, but I guess cost issues, but that's okay. So, all right. So there's one last thing to do, and that is, of course, the Mega Tigerzord. But for the sake of time, I'm actually going to cut this, disassemble this guy, and I'll show the assembly process for the Mega Tigerzord. Alright, and we are back with all the armor kind of disassembled. I took the sword off of the Tigerzord as well, so I'm just going to plop them here. I'm just going to go over some of the changes that we need to make to these components in order for them to combine with the white Tigerzord. So, first things first, these things are completely fine. They're just going to go on the shoulders, so we're just going to leave them as is. This is completely fine too. We're just going to take these clips and just fold them back, because we won't be needing that. But other than that, this piece is fine. Now, these leg pieces are where it changes quite a bit. So what you want to do is, let's just get this head out of the way first. You want to pull off these silver pieces, which is actually kind of annoying because it does kind of make this seem like it's parts forming. So we're just going to pop those off. And it can take a little bit of force, so you just want to be careful. So we're going to pop this off and put that off to the side because we won't be needing that. We can take this head piece and fold it back. And then we're just going to take this kind of clip piece. I'm just going to fold that all the way around. And that's just going to clip on top here, and we're going to be using this Zord Builder connector joint. So that is that one. Same on this other side. Let's get this head out of the way, and let's kind of pop this silver piece out. Again, just want to be careful, try not to break anything. And again, take this Zord Builder port, fold that around, clip that in, and here we go. Now, that's pretty much all the changes that we really need right now. We will need an extra piece that's attached to this. We're just going to take this black piece off, and here we go. So we can put that back because we won't be needing that. Now let's change up the Tigerzord. So as for the upper body, there's not really much that we need to do, except for the fact that we need to extend this out to the side. So there's that. I'm just going to get these arms out of the way so we get some clearance first. What we're going to do with the legs now are we going to rotate this out, and we're actually going to pop this off. Yes, I know this kind of sucks because if I remember correctly, originally how this would actually work is this piece would slide back, and this is what you would actually use to plug into this body here. But of course, that's not how this one's working. They want you to use the Zord Builder port, which is in there, which I don't know if you can see that. So we're going to pop the foot piece out. Again, try not to break that, just be careful. So we're going to take this off. We don't need that anymore. Same on this other side. Flip that out and just pop this out, just like that, so we won't need that again either. We're going to take these and we're just going to fold them back up like so, and same on the other side, fold them back up like so, and here we see we got the Zord builder ports exposed. So this is what you would use to combine onto that. So let's do that now. So we're going to plop that on. It's actually kind of hard to do this like this, so what I actually like to do personally is pop this piece up, put my thumb under there, and make sure this goes in, make sure that clicks in, and then I lock that piece down. Same on the other side, kind of just flip this piece up, make sure that goes in, and then fold it down, like so. All right, now at this point, we're gonna take this clip now, and we see we got 2 tabs on either side. We're gonna flip him around. And I don't know if you can see here, there is a slot on both sides. So we're gonna take this and we're just gonna clip that onto there on both sides, just like that. We can lower these arms now on both sides. Flip him, actually hold him here. We're gonna take this big piece, and here we can see there's a little kind of groove on both sides. And what we're gonna do is now we're gonna take these 2 clips here, and we're gonna slide them into this groove. So we're just gonna line that up. And before we do that, we want to actually take this crest, oh, you can see here, take this crest, flip it around so that it's out of the way. And line it up, give it a click, and there it is on the back. Now, how it actually should be, this should be flush against the back, but here we can actually see there's a ton of gapping here, which is actually not the greatest, but that is okay. So at the front here, we're going to drop these shoulder pieces, revealing 2 more Zord builder ports. We're going to take this hole here, and we're going to plug that onto the ports on both sides. Make sure everything fits in, just like that. Same on the other side. Make sure that fits in. And we are pretty much done. At this point, if you can't see, we can flip up the head crest, and that will reveal the red eyes. And lastly is just the weapon here. We're going to take the tail, the Thunderbird, off of the staff. I'm going to plug that back onto the body of the Thunderbird, Firebird. And now we're going to take this piece, which is actually used to clip the Firebird onto the stand. We're going to pop this piece off. Make sure that comes out all the way. And now we see we have kind of this groove section. And what this is going to do is this is going to sit over this hinge right here. So he's going to hold this piece. It's going to sit over that groove. And then these 2 pieces are going to clip onto there. And this is going to act as like a, almost like a flamethrower weapon, or it's like a sword weapon for the Mega Tiger Zord. So we're going to extend this arm forward. We are going to kind of open the hand, make sure you can hold that, close up the hand, and then we're going to close this piece over just like so. And here we have the Mega Tiger Zord holding this massive Firebird weapon. And that, of course, is the Mega Tiger Zord, which is absolutely gigantic. I feel this guy is actually even bigger than the the Thunder Megazord himself. So I'm just going to bring him close. We can take a quick look. I'm just going to raise up the camera here. Let's put this piece inside because it's not holding. There we go. So as you can see, the main difference here, of course, is the head, as well as these pieces kind of separated. So now we have red striping on the side. We do see some green under here as well. The legs are pretty much the same. Arms are pretty much the same. We drop the shoulders and we place the kind of the lion paws on the shoulders. And of course, now it's just holding this weapon. And on the back, we do have this piece, which again, like I said, should be flush against the back, but we do have all of this gapping here, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that, right? So yeah, that is the Legacy Thunder Megazord as well as White Tigerzord sets. It's a very, very nice set. These are extremely hard to find at this point. Can get your hands on these figures for cheap. I would say definitely go for it because these guys are definitely worth it. Every single set. The detailing and the paint on these is amazing. There's absolutely no stickers. There's quite a bit amount of die cast. This guy is very hefty. It's almost like a workout just carrying him around. But yeah, that's pretty much my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button, and please subscribe if you haven't yet already done so either. And until next time, guys, take care.